Hello, hello. I'm live. Am I alive? It seems so. Hello, everyone. Let me pull this over here. Thank you for joining me and for watching my most recent video that I just posted and doing a premiere with me if you did that, if you did those things. Thank you. That was my first premiere. And it was interesting. I think we're going to do that from now on. It'll be more fun to premiere the episodes live together. So we'll be doing that every Wednesday. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at times. I want to try and do it not too late, not too early. But we may go to 5 instead of 4 since lots of folks seem to still be coming home from school and work and such. Sorry if you missed it, but we will be doing it again. And we'll do the Q&A session afterwards. It doesn't have to be about the video because, I mean, maybe you don't have any questions about the video. Maybe you just, it answered all your questions. You have no questions about the video. But we'll still do like a live recap afterward and chat about stuff and any questions you have for me and updates on the channel. It'll be a good way to update everybody weekly and keep things flowing well. I'm trying to post videos on a schedule and really have things prepared ahead of time rather than just scrambling to keep up every week the way I have been, because that's just the way I've always lived my life, high school, college. I've always been very much a do it at the last second person, and I would rather not be that. I'd rather be the person that's in control of their life and has things together. That's my dream, is doing that one day. It is very hard. But I think I'm getting there. We'll have Silent Hill Symbolism every week on Wednesday, and we'll do a live premiere, probably around 4 or 5. So live premieres in the afternoon. I won't stream on these days, so that I'll have a day during the week where I can mostly just work on videos and content. But all the other days of the week, we'll be streaming. I don't have set times for my streams yet. I was working with some different times, and none of them have really worked out or stuck. So I don't know. I'm still working on that. But I have been streaming every day, so at least there's that. And we finished a bunch of streams, so that's also good. The problem is I'm wanting to stream all the things. Today we got new information about the Final Fantasy VII remake, and now I really want to replay that game. And I also want to play Final Fantasy VIII. There's too many things to want to play. Hello, Caitlin. Welcome. And I did see a bunch of familiar faces. Handsome Ratch, Marlon, Rabami, Lobsylvith, Zool, Ghost Trio Boys, or Triot? Maybe, I can't see. Anyway, swallowing dragons. Careful about those dragons. They might hurt your throat. That'd be a lot. And do feel free to ask any questions that you would like to ask. Next Silent Hill Symbolism will be next Wednesday. I'm fighting about what it'll be about. Either Michael Kaufman or more Silent Hill 3 stuff. I need to get back to doing newer Silent Hill games because I have the old ones really well memorized and it's easy for me to do videos on them. The new ones, I really need to replay them again. So the content for Silent Hill Symbolism is heavily skewed towards the beginning game, which to a lot of people isn't a problem, but I enjoy all the games, so I need to eventually get around to playing more of those. We'll probably play something Silent Hill this weekend. It'll be Resident Evils on Saturday probably. Sundays will be Silent Hills. We're also going to continue doing this charity streams once a month. This month is going to be for Races, which is I think I made it sound like a different word. RAICES, not for racists, for races. And they're a group that helps reunite families that are separated at the border and give legal recommendations. Legal representation is probably the word for those people. So we'll be doing that on the 29th of this month. Fatal Frame 2, that'll be cool. When Fire Emblem, I'm hoping to play it tonight. I can't find my controller. I don't know what I did with it. It's gotta be in this room somewhere. It's gotta be here. I don't know what I did. It's not under my bed. It's not on any of my shelves. I lose things all the time, so it'll show up. But I really want to play it because they just released more DLC last night, just out of nowhere. They released freaking gym uniforms for everyone. I love it. And glasses for Byleth. You know I'm putting, if I can put glasses on a fictional character, I will do so. Glasses and gym shorts. I love it. I've mentioned liking BuzzFeed Unsolved. What's my favorite episode? Oh man, there's so many good ones. I love the bridge, the This Is Our Bridge Now episode. I love the episode with the spaghetti. Uh, there was one where they throw a ball and it falls under Ryan's name on a wall down there, and he's like, "Oh my god, the ghosts are talking to me." It's so good. Yes, the Goat Man episode was really funny. If y'all haven't watched BuzzFeed Unsolved, it's a really great YouTube channel that does videos on murder mysteries and ghosts, and it's hilarious. They don't take themselves seriously, so it's fun when you want something that's a little spooky, mysterious, but also goofy and hilarious. Oh, it's so good. Oh, man. Yeah, let's see if I have any other news of what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try and get back to doing Resident Evil symbolism more often. It's a little difficult because I haven't played a lot of the series, and it takes me longer to do research on it. But I'm hoping to at least do it once every 2 weeks. I have one coming up soon. Kingdom Hearts symbolism, I want to get back to doing like every 2 weeks or something. I have one that's gonna come out hopefully tomorrow. That'll be good. Do I like Dishonored? Yes! I love that series. I used to actually own the special collector's edition with the mask. I had to sell it because I was broke as fuck. It's one of my favorite games ever. I've streamed it. It's one of my older streams, so it's pretty outdated, but it's on my channel. I will do Hotline Miami, Joe. It's on a long list, buddy. I have a lot of people that have given me games or asked me to play games, or I have things I need to play. Yeah, I'm getting there. I haven't looked back at those games yet, Lob Sylvie. I gotta look at the list. Maybe I should look it up again. But probably gonna go, for Nocturne. I will do Bloodborne. I will at Halloween probably. I have done, if I'm jumping around, I just keep seeing different things. I have done one video on Dishonored. It's super old, but I still like the research behind it. I did a video on The Outsider. Let me see if I can find that. It's one of my older ones from before my return to YouTube. I did one. I do have Bloodborne. I let my friend borrow it. Mars is borrowing it. I will play that during Halloween. Kingdom Hearts, yes. I have made 2 videos on Kingdom Hearts symbolism. I didn't call them Kingdom Hearts symbolism because other stuff worked better. I just called it something else, I think. But eventually, I wanna make it a series I work on every week. You should definitely give your cat some tuna. I also have the Final Fantasy X video series I want to do. I've done 1 so far, but I definitely want to do a series of that. Cthulhu, it's so old. It's one of the only Patreon requests I still have left to finish. Someone asked me to do Silent Hill and Cthulhu, and I just haven't been able to finish it. Mostly because of the issue of having to create content for something that I can't use footage. It's annoying. But anyway, I will be finishing that soon. But yeah, one day I'll play something Cthulhu. They had something new, The Sinking City, I think. I heard it was all right. I'm probably going to check that out at some point. Not anytime soon, because 1,000 games are coming out all the time, and I'm so, that's the Dishonored video. I'm, broke as heck in the sense that there's so many good games coming out this year that I just keep... I can't stay and keep buying all these things. I'm gonna run out of money. There's so many good. Do I think I'll play the Blair Witch Project? I really want to, but there's no way my PC will run it, and I do not own an Xbox One. So that's one for the future, unfortunately. Eternal Darkness, though, I am hoping to get. Right now, I'm working on some goals for the channel, and I'm doing new commissions soon that I need to make an official video for. I want to get a GameCube with a Game Boy Advance adapter so that I can stream some of my Game Boy games like Golden Sun, Castlevania. I have some Castlevania games on there. A lot of games. I need to get a Dreamcast and a Sega Saturn so we can play some older horror games like Enemy Zero and D2, because neither of those are available anywhere else. Thank you, Handsome Ratch. I will get myself something awesome with those $2. Yeah, I'm very excited. I do not have Shattered Memories. It's actually one of the only Silent Hill games I don't have, because when I was broken, when I was broke. Yes, I was broken inside. No, I was broke and I sold it because it was a PS2 game. It was worth like $60. I made some money. Yes, I really want to play Sweet Home, and I really want to play Otori Giso, but I'm going to have to find translations for those. Those my computer will probably run. I have a really long list of things I want to play / will play, and every day I kind of sit here like, damn, I really want to play that one, but I need to play other things first. Like today I got hit really hard with the urge to play Final Fantasy VIII, because I was working on a video and talking about it in relation to Kingdom Hearts, and then I was like, man, I want to play Final Fantasy VIII again. I can't. I don't know. I'm in a real big Square Enix mood because of everything Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy that's been coming out lately. I really want to play Chrono Trigger. Oh my god. Siren is on the list. It'll be... Halloween's coming, y'all. Halloween is close, and Siren's on that list. We got Fatal Frame 2 coming at the end of the month. A bunch of other stuff. Would I play on an emulator? I have used emulators before. My computer's iffy about what kind of emulators it can run, or even what kind of just games it can run. The more 3D it is, the more my computer will not do it. Like, I tried to stream Overwatch a couple times, and it didn't like it. I couldn't take it at all. So, not doing that anymore. It can run really old, like, DS games, Game Boy games I can do. Console-wise, I have basically all the PlayStations you can imagine. Switch, Wii U, which I'm probably not going to hang on to at this point, because what's the point? They're porting everything that was Wii U exclusive that I cared about to the Switch, and the only other ones they haven't done yet are Zelda games. And you know they're gonna port them eventually. It's Zelda. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, eventually. Will I play while in costume? For sure! I'm gonna be gone for a week during the month of Halloween, but I'll be back the day before Halloween. So I should still be able to stream on Halloween. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of that. I'm gonna try and bring my PC with me, so I'll be able to stream something, but we'll see. I'm going back to Atlanta for a family thing, the last week-ish of October. I still gotta figure that out. Oh, boy. So I'm gonna be doing new commissions. In the past, a lot of my rewards stuff for people donating and supporting me on Patreon or here on YouTube as a member have been based on videos, which people have enjoyed. People, they pay a certain amount and get to request a video topic for a stream or for, all that stuff. And now I'm also going to add on to that. I'm going to do audio requests, since people really seem to enjoy my voice acting and my singing for some reason. I'm going to be doing that as well. So you'll be able to, for a certain amount, I think I had a list somewhere. It was like, I think it's like $2 per 500 words or something. Or if it's just a short audio bite, like a voicemail or something, that'll be more affordable. Bye, Ratch. Have a good one. I do still live in NC. Born and bred, never lived anywhere else. North Carolina girl. I will be, so if you want me to, I don't know, record myself reading your favorite book, I'll do it. Voicemail, phone I don't know, anything. Mostly. I do have my limits, and I think y'all can imagine that. I'm going to put a more official video out at some point. I've just been doing other things. Oh, God. Anyway, if you want to help out, yes, even a cookbook. It's up to you. Oh, well, thank you, Marka. That's very sweet of you to say. I'm not sure about all that, but, if you want to help out the channel, I do have the P.O. Box. Y'all can send stuff. Specifically, I'm working on magazines. I want to get to a point where I do a magazine video every week. Still haven't freaking got there because anyway, basically what I'm doing is I'm scanning and uploading magazines that aren't on the archive, which, let me back up. Video game, as the video game industry, unlike the movie industry or the book industry, doesn't have a really good system for archiving and keeping historical record. So a lot of fans have stepped in to try and fill that gap. Part of that is magazines. A lot of magazines are just like lost to time. There was no digital archive. They're nearly all out of business. So the archive.org, there's a group of people there that are archiving these things. So I buy them, I scan them online, I put them on the archive so that they're saved. I need to finish some because I have about a stack of 50. And I also thought it'd be fun to actually like go through and have a video where I talk about, hey, this magazine's got a neat interview with so-and-so, and also this really fucking weird ad. Look at this weird ad. So I need to get to doing that. And if you have old gaming magazines you don't want, send them here. I'll scan them, upload them, put them online for everybody to read, and it'll be awesome. Hey, Kawhi, thanks for joining us. How was it to self-publish? The way that I did it, it was pretty easy. It didn't really feel like publishing because I did a workaround there. Was that an ad for Maximo? Yes, it was. So I use Barnes & Noble Press. Barnes & Noble Press will, basically, they'll bind and create your book for you. And you can either sell it through their website, which requires having, like, a business account and all that. Like, it requires me proving I am who I am and sending them a lot of paperwork. And I was like, I'd rather not. And they'd make money off my work anyway. And it's a little more questionable to get them involved. Anyway, I don't own Silent Hill. I'm not going to sell my stuff on their website. No. So you pick personal instead, and then they just mail it to you. And then I can say, give it to y'all, or sell it to y'all, or, sell. Anyway, the Silent Hill thing is a little iffy. The fact that I'm not actually using any licensed imagery is what makes it safe. Since I'm not using any official artwork, there's another book on Silent Hill that is called The Terror Engine. They actually use official artwork from the game, which means they aren't allowed to make any money off it. It was published basically nonprofit. But yeah, if you want to self-publish, but I don't know, it's less self-publishing and more creating the books for yourselves, and then from that point you would have to go on and like go to Twitter or go to Facebook, go and try and advertise yourself. They don't really post it online anywhere, or it's not like Amazon, which I kind of also tried Amazon and is not my favorite. Plus they're also evil and horrible. All right. Games that make me ugly cry. Whew, let me think about that. Silent Hill 3 for sure. Kingdom Hearts, the first one, definitely makes me emotional. I don't know if I ugly cry. Kingdom Hearts 2, that one. Oh, it made me so sad. Oh, man, I was so emotional about that. Final Fantasy X, y'all saw. Well, you didn't see me get emotional, because when we beat Final Fantasy X, the freaking censor whatever blocked it, and I was so... But normally, I'm very emotional about that game. I have all my games above me on a shelf, so I'm, like, looking at what... I don't know. Those games definitely are my emotional go-tos for when I want to feel things. I don't know. It takes a lot for me to actually cry. I'm not a very physically emotional... Well, I do get pretty emotional, but I don't know. I don't cry a lot. Resident Evil symbolism is coming. I know it's been a lot slower than the Silent Hill stuff, because I already have played all those games. But I beat 2 more Resident Evils very recently, so I've been working on videos for those, and I'm hoping to start making those come out at least every 2 weeks. Knock on wood. No such thing as a stupid question. Persona symbolism. We're getting there. I just bought Persona 3 and 4, and I also had 5, so we're going to get there. I need to beat some more streams before I start new ones, but I will probably stream that. What are my opinion on sharks? Sharks are cool. I grew up in North Carolina. Sharks are, like, everywhere on our beaches, so they're just kind of like, yeah, there's a shark, get out of the water. You know, it's not a big scare tactic here. My dad was a surfer and had stories of literally just being in the ocean on the waves surfing and having a shark break the water next to him. I think it was a hammerhead. It's pretty common around here. We're not that terrified of them. Will we ever get an answer on what X is trying to give? I think you've gotten the answer, and you're just afraid to accept it into your heart. I think you know what X has given to you. Are you ready to accept it, is the question you have to ask yourself. Is my persona a gaming mouse? No! I don't have a persona, and I'm not a mouse, no matter what Google tries to tell you. I'm not a gaming mouse. If a movie can make you cry, why not a game then? I don't know. It's not that... I can't think of a movie that does make me cry. I don't know. I'm just a very emotionally reserved person, and I've been through enough shit where it takes more to make me cry, unless it really triggers something emotional, a memory or something like Silent Hill 3 does with me and my dad. I have a hard time crying. It's just not something I do as much. Not that it doesn't mean I'm not upset or feeling something, it's just that I don't express it as much. The new bottle, you mean this? Yes, this was a present from Zayon, who was very kind enough to send that to me, and some coffee, which was lovely. Let's see, did I miss a question? What do I think about Marcus in Resident Evil 0? Oh boy, that was so goofy. Like, why was he a pretty anime boy, and then he wasn't? Like, I guess the queen, whatever that thing was, the queen leech decided it thought it was Marcus, but at first it made itself look not like Marcus, so we wouldn't know it was Marcus. Not that we knew what Marcus looked like, so what was the point of that? But why did he look like a pretty anime boy? Anyway, it was great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for it, but it was so goofy. It was ridiculous. I loved it. If I could make a horror game, what would my ideal setting be? I'm actually kind of working on a concept. It's been ages since I worked on it because I'm too busy. I want to do a horror story set in a shopping center. It's like a Target or a Walmart. Because some of the most horrifying things that have ever happened to me in my life have happened in those places. And they're so weird and eerie and out there, and it would be perfect setting. And I feel like nobody's really ever done it. So I want to do that. Oh, I did definitely cry some on the Fire Emblem streams. Like I said, it takes something really emotionally heavy-hitting, and for me, the feeling that Fire Emblem gave me where I really felt like represented and seen as a gay person, and that never happens in fiction, especially not video games. Like, I really have to seek it out, and it just, that was definitely emotional for me, for sure. I had the thought the other day that if you play as female Byleth, the end of the Crimson Flower arc with Edelgard, you basically, the final scene is 3 bisexual female characters facing off. Byleth, Rhea, and Edelgard. And there's this great heroic moment where these 2 women who are in love with each other defeat the dragon, like the ultimate symbol of heroism and conquering evil in old fairy tales and myths. Just, it was, when I had that realization that was how that story ended, that kind of floored me. I'm still really processing how amazing Fire Emblem is in that way, and I will definitely be making a video. Have I thought about playing the Clock Tower games? Yes, I love Clock Tower 3. I actually own it myself, and a fan sent me Haunting Ground last year, which was super fun. I didn't get to play all of it, and I had to send it back, obviously, but it definitely made me decide I enjoyed it enough that I'm going to try and buy it at some point, one day. But yeah, I plan to try and stream those eventually, probably Halloween, because it's coming. Most creepy place I've ever visited. Oh, hey, Serena, welcome. Let's see. What is the most creepy place I ever visited? There's a lot of, like, old, weird, creepy places in North Carolina just around. Like, whenever I drive anywhere to see family in North Carolina, it's so freaking weird. One time driving from Raleigh, which is where I live, to White Lake, which is a vacation spot a couple hours away, we drove by a tiny shack that looked like it came out of, like, Evil Within or something. And there was a sign in front of the shack, and it said, like, I think, Spanish taco restaurant, something like that. It said restaurant, and then underneath it, written in, like, messy paint, was Rabies Clinic on Sundays. And I'm pretty sure that is the place you go to get murdered on Sundays. And I wouldn't eat anything there at all. No. It's just, I swear, just driving through North Carolina is haunting enough. Like, don't stop here. Oh, God, don't. Keep going. The corn people will kill us if we stop here. Oh, boy. Yeah, Haunting Ground's super expensive. I saw it at Dragon Con for $180, and there was legit a moment where I wondered if my wallet could handle it. The answer was it couldn't. But I wanted it. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. Anime adaptation in video games. What's your thoughts? It's such a ignored genre. I mean, they could do so much more with it. All they ever do is make fighting games. My favorite anime adaptation video game is called Inuyasha, Curse of the Sacred Mask, or Sacred whatever, something mask. It's so good, and it's an RPG. It is a turn-based RPG. It is if Final Fantasy, Inuyasha just took over a Final Fantasy game, and it's great. And I wish we had more of that style of game with anime. Like, why do they all have to be fight 'em, beat 'em ups? Why can't I have a freaking role-playing game with the Yu Yu Hakusho cast, or a dating sim with Full Metal Alchemist? I don't know. Just, I love when they do more with the universe than just punching my favorite characters. I'd rather make friends with my favorite characters and that kind of thing. But one day I'll actually stream Inuyasha and Sacred Mask because it's so good. I really love it. Oh god, I hope you guys can't hear the lawn man. Oh, I don't know that I feel like talking about 9/11 is kind of disrespectful. I don't know. I was very young. I didn't live anywhere nearby. That didn't really. I understand the question, but I just feel like it's not my experience. You know, it was very tangentially my experience. I wasn't a New Yorker. I didn't lose anybody, but I am very sorry for anyone that did, and hope everyone out there listening is doing okay with that anniversary going on. Thoughts on Adrian Alucard in games versus anime? Oh my god, I love him. I love him. I love him so much. Sad people that have grief with their dads is my shit. And I'm sure if we psychoanalyzed me, we'd find out why. We don't even have to. I think we all know why. But it just, I mean, Titus, like a lot of my favorite characters have grief with their parents and they're like emo children. I love them. And the anime did a really great job of building on that story and universe and creating something so good. Like, I couldn't ever imagine, like, Castlevania, even just having played, like, I think 2-ish of them, 3-ish, the stories aren't as good. Like, I don't know, the story is more set dressing, and it's not really super in-depth, and the anime managed to take what little bits and pieces there were and create something really hard-hitting out of it, and I love it. I can't wait for there to be more. Oh, man. Have I ever gone to NekoCon? I believe I have. In college, I ran my own business selling merchandise at conventions. Like, not as an artist in Artist Alley, though I did that too, as a merchant. And I worked the circle most on the East Coast, New Orleans, Atlanta, D.C., Virginia a lot because they're close by. And I think we went to NekoCon at least once. How would I feel about Silent Hill TV series? Honestly, I think that's the best way to go about Silent Hill. Like a sort of Twilight Zone episodic type thing would be really cool. But the way TV is now, no one would do it right, and it would be dumb and bad, because that's what most TV shows are now, is just bad, unfortunately. Thoughts on the anime KFC dating sim? It is a horrible marketing ploy. Yeah, sure, it's free. And you could have used that money to pay your employees and give them benefits and take care of your employees. And instead, they've done this so that all anybody's talking about with KFC is, oh, funny, they made a dating sim, and not, oh, they could use real food to make their food or pay their employees a living wage. You know, it's just a distraction. I mean, I get it's funny. Like, there's nothing wrong with, like, laughing and enjoying the goofiness of this. But I feel like playing the game or streaming it or interacting with it in any way is validating what they're doing, and we don't need to validate it. We need to continue holding companies accountable for how they treat their employees, which they're all trying to escape. Have I ever played Silent Hill Origins? I have. I finally own a copy of it again, so we're going to be streaming it soon. I used to own it on a PSP, and had to sell it back in college when I needed money. The story of how I've lost many games and consoles is I needed money. But I did play some of it. Haven't played past the theater, so I don't really have an opinion. It's been a while, too, so I need to replay it. If Henry had an extra costume, okay. I don't know, man. Something goofy. Because Eileen and Cynthia's are garbage. I hate it. It's bad. Put Henry in that outfit. There you go. Quality. TV shows that pique my interest at present. Most of the stuff I liked has been, like, kicked off cable TV and moved to Netflix or something. Like, I enjoyed Lucifer, even though it is pretty, like, it's not the best written show, but it's hammy and fun, and I like it. Good Place, Superstore, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, most of the stuff I like has left cable TV. Favorite vampire? Hellsing, Alucard, definitely. I still love it so much. It was my childhood and my introduction to vampires, so very high, very high, what do you call that? My brain's dead. I love him. Just so much. I really love that anime. It's ridiculous. Hey, Jeff. Other vampires. I read, the Vampire Chronicles growing up, but Anne Rice is kind of a garbage dumpster fire. I still have a fondness for the books, though, and I still own all of them. I like Tanya Huff's vampire books. Those are pretty great. I don't think her vampires are my favorite. Her female main character is really why I read those books. They're really good. What are my feelings on Final Fantasy XII? It is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. 12 and 10 are my favorites. 10 for its story, 12 for its gameplay and world building. Well, 10 has a really great world building, too. I love them both. It's right in front of me, so why don't I... There we go. I have here the Steelbook Final Fantasy XII American Edition, and then I have let me zoom this out, the Final Fantasy International Special Edition from Japan, which has a extra book in it and a CD, DVD inside that talks about how they made the game. Unfortunately, only 2 of the interviews are in English because they're with localizers, but I'm hoping one day to get them translated. I'm obsessed lately with trying to translate stuff. I have actually been told that I remind people of Daria before, which is funny because I've never seen it. How would I feel about another company buying Konami? It's not going to happen just because I feel like even though, I don't know, I feel like they have a strong foothold in Japan's economy. I don't think they're suffering too badly. If some other company did get the rights to Silent Hill, I'd want it to be Capcom, because lately Capcom has been killing it. Freaking Resident Evil 2 Remake, DMC 5, both of those are still some of my favorite games of this year. I've heard Monster Hunter World's good. So yeah, if there was a company, it would be Capcom, because clearly they've shown that they're really trying to come back around and do good with it. I am also a very big fan of Final Fantasy and Silent Hill. They were very formative to me as a child. Final Fantasy was one of the first game series I ever played, period, because my brother played it. Hello, Ghoulcade. Welcome. Let me think if I have any other news to share. Probably, if I do stream tonight, it'll probably be later, like 8 or 9. I need to do some things before I get there. Have I thought about the new game Blasphemous? I've been asked about that a lot. Honestly, I probably will not, because I don't enjoy hard games. Like games that are hard on purpose. Like, that's the goal, is to suffer. It's not my thing. I'm gonna try Bloodborne because a lot of people have asked me, but I really just can't afford to buy a game that I probably won't be able to play well. It's just not for me. Have I played Breath of Fire 3 or 4? No, I've played a little of the first one, but I have not played the other ones. Which Western company do I think could do Silent Hill justice? The Life is Strange people? Are they Western? They're Western, right? Yeah, probably somebody like that that's really story-focused. Villain you thought was right in his thoughts. Villain I thought was right. I really like Hannibal Lecter as a villain. The neat thing, especially about film Hannibal Lecter, is that the way the film is presented and the strength of it is that he is the only likable character besides our heroine. So even though we know he is presented as a murderer, we see him kill people, we see him have no remorse about it, we lean towards liking him because he is the only person that is kind to Clarice. Everyone else, we see she suffers with a lot of issues of sexism and bad work environment. All these people are really cruel and mean to her, but they aren't murderers, so obviously they're cool. But like the juxtaposition is, you know, we're not supposed to like or approve of him because he's a murderer, but he's the only one that treats her like a human being. No one else treats her like a human being, and that's the horror, is that both Clarice and us as viewers are drawn to this man despite what he is, and it's fantastic. I really love him as a character for that reason. Similar things happen in other adaptations with the character of Will, because Will is neurodivergent, he is autistic, and people mistreat him for that, but Hannibal doesn't. So there's a really neat discussion going on about how people treat other people, society treats people, and how Hannibal treats these people, and yet he is a violent murderer. It kind of goes back to the idea that he murders the impolite, you know, his ideas of politeness. It's very fascinating. Yeah, Robert can ask some questions, of course. Let's see. Thoughts on Final Fantasy 13? I never beat it. And I never really got into it as much as other folks did, mostly because I found the difficulty curve to be really high. And I didn't have the patience for it. It had promise, but I think it suffered a lot. I've talked about how Final Fantasy really fell off the wagon because of development issues in 12, where they one of the directors walked because he didn't like where they were going. And they had to redo a lot of crap, and it took them 6 years to finish, which at the time was the world record for game development. And so they had been starting on 13 at that time, but by the time 12 came out, the new generation of game systems had already come out. So now they couldn't put 13 on PS2, which they'd already started developing it for. They had to scrap everything and start over with developing 13 for the PS3. So there was a lot of stuff happening in the background that really suffered and made the game kind of lose some of its coherence, some of its strength. So I think it's a lot of people like it, and it's a solid game, but it's just not something that ever really stuck with me. Who are your muses when it comes to media or writing? Lord of the Rings definitely gets me a lot. Mostly the films. The films are really the originals. There's something very emotional and heartfelt. There's something that kind of feels wounded about the films that is just lovely. It really captures the feeling of what Lord of the Rings is meant to be, which is one of the reasons also that I really love the Shadow of Mordor series, the video games, because they capture that same feeling in a way that nothing else has in Lord of the Rings adaptations. Lord of the Rings definitely heavily inspires my creative works. Final Fantasy definitely inspires my creative works. Kingdom Hearts, for sure. Yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff. Hello, Such a Waste. Current thoughts on Kime from Drakengard. Oh my god, that is my shit. Thank you for recommending this to me. Listen, growing up, I was not a horse girl. I was a dragon girl. I loved dragons, and I loved the movie Dragonheart so much. I even watched the shitty sequel, and there was a third one, I think, but I don't know if I ever watched that one. And I just loved dragons, and I say all this because Drakengard is basically, like, the core concept is almost legit the same as Dragonhearts, and I really wonder which one came first. I have to look that up. But that moment where Kime and the dragon, like, did I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is my shit. Dragon and human, best friends. Let's go. Like, oh. And I've been thinking about the movie ever since. Just, it's been playing through my head. The stars, Bowen. Oh, man. I'm really into dragons, and specifically humans and dragons interacting, to the point that the novel I'm working on right now, and have been working on for 3 years, is the story of a human and a dragon. Like, kind of a subversion of the knight and dragon thing where they fight. There's other stuff going on. I need to get back to working on that. So yes, I'm really enjoying Kime as a character. He's such a violent little shit. I love him. I love that game. I'm so glad I'm playing it. What's my thought on the movie Spaceballs? That shit's my childhood. I love Mel Brooks movies. Dead and Loving It, Men in Tights, all those movies. Growing up, we watched those all the time. My dad really enjoyed those. What series has the deepest or most interesting lore to you? Well, clearly I've got to say Silent Hill, because I've been writing research on that lore for almost a decade now. I'm really starting to enjoy I already enjoyed, but Final Fantasy X's lore I've really been digging into lately and really enjoying. Let's see here. Yes, dragons are the shit. I love them so much. Oh, man. Let's see. Did I like How to Train Your Dragons? I did. I watched the first one. The second one, well, it was, it's a weird story, and it just, the bad luck of how things happen. We took my niece to see that film, my family, my brother, his wife, my niece, my mom, my dad, and me. We went to see that film, and it's a film where, the dad dies, and my dad had cancer for about a year at that point, and I was really mad that we had, gone and taken our family day trip and trying to enjoy ourselves and get away, and then having that just thrown in our faces. It's just they had no idea, but just for me personally, I cannot deal with that film. It's just become a no film for me, so I don't really watch anymore, but I did enjoy them at the time, and I love the soundtrack. I listen to that a lot. Any advice for a writer? Write all the time, and write and post it for people to see. Specifically, I like fanfic for that reason, because you don't have to worry about anybody's, I guess people could steal your fanfic, but monetarily, don't got to worry about that. You have a built-in audience for fanfic where you can practice and write ideas and get feedback for it, which is why, I am a writer today because I wrote fanfic throughout my teen years and had feedback coming from people who read it online, which was really cool. Oh, it's fine, Jeff. Like I said, how do you know that's going to happen? It's a little impossible and random. Favorite Silent Hill protagonist, definitely Henry, but attached to him for literal years. Better than dragons, dragon sharks. All right, well, we'll probably start wrapping up in about 5-10 minutes. If you have any more questions, feel free to share. I will be doing this now weekly. We'll have our Silent Hill symbolism and then a Q&A every Wednesday. We may do topics and stuff like before. Somebody asked me a long time ago for LGBT media recommendations. I have a list. I need to put it together, and we'll do that next time, I think. Support the channel if you can. It's a huge help, and it'll help me with preparations for Halloween, and various games I'm trying to get. Thoughts on the Legacy of Kain series? Haven't played them yet. Very intriguing. I own them all now because I figured I would like them. Any email where one could reach you for some project inquiries? Yes. It should be on my description, about me, whatever. I put there. thegamingmusemail@gmail.com. For any inquiries. Commissions, you can always, through Patreon, PayPal, or here on YouTube, you can request video topics, stream topics. There's various tiers you can hit to get more and more stuff. I'll be doing audio requests now where you can have me record something you'd like me saying or reading, like poetry, books, whatever you'd like. I'll be putting out more official info on that very soon. I do have Bloodborne. My friend Mars is borrowing my copy, but I do own it. And if you haven't bought my books, you can check my website, thegamingmuse.net. Got my books there. Ebook, audiobook, paperback, hardback, you name it. And more books are coming. Do I plan on getting Drakengard 2? I do. I probably will get them all now because I'm now obsessed. Oh, thank you, Chibi. That's very kind of you. Least favorite antagonist or protagonist of Silent Hill? Protagonist probably is Alex, honestly. Alex and a lot of characters in that game are just kind of really flat. They don't develop them that well. That said, Holloway is actually kind of fun. I enjoy her character. She's not the best bad guy, but she's all right. I don't know. Bad guy wise, I feel like Silent Hill does pretty good. I'd have to think about that. What was your main thought for your YouTube career? Honestly, I never imagined a YouTube career. This all started because in college, I was in a religious ethics class. I really got into, well, I was an English major, but I got into that study, that field, and started minoring in it. And I just had a lot of fun. Like, we were exploring ideas and thoughts and fiction in ways in those classes that I hadn't done before, and I wanted to do that with games. And originally, I wrote on a blog and just wrote essays, and eventually I wanted to do more video editing because, like I've told a lot of times, I used to make anime music videos. I really was into video editing. So my two loves just kind of came together, and I posted on YouTube like I did everything else. Like, I'd been posting on YouTube for years, but it was a bunch of other dumb shit. And this channel used to have a lot more dumb shit on it. I've cleaned it out a little bit. And so people liked those, and I liked making them, and I just kept making them. And then I lost my job last year, ended up having to move back home, and the only thing I really had making any money at the time was my YouTube channel, to my shock and awe. So I just kept doing it while I was looking for more work, and eventually YouTube outpaced the job search. And I was like, well, at this point, I may as well 100% dedicate myself to this. If I think this is going to work out, then why not? And so it was a lot of luck and and hard work. I feel like you really can make YouTube work for yourself. You just have to be patient. And I mean, think about the fact that I started this almost 8 years ago. I couldn't have told you 8 years ago that this could possibly be a career for me. But it is possible. It just takes a long time and a lot of work. I am right-handed, though I tend to do more things with my left hand. I can't write or draw with it, but I do everything else. I don't know. What's more evil in RE, Wesker or boulders? A boulder with Wesker on it. Thank you guys for joining me. We will be doing more stuff like this. I'm going to try and stream tonight, but I have a lot of work I really want to finish. So I'll let y'all know on Twitter and Facebook and all that. Be sure to follow me on social media if you don't, to keep up to date with things. You can join the Discord and hang out and chat over there. If you are a Patreon or YouTube member, supporter, you can join over on Discord and join the private chat so that you can be part of, like, seeing videos early. Supporters got to see the Silent Hill Symbolism video a day early. They get to see movie nights, hanging out, that kind of thing. Let's see, before we head out here. Is it easy to start a YouTube channel? You have to be very committed if you want to make money. I don't know that that's necessarily true. It does take time, especially now that, like, they have the rule you have to have, like, 4,000 subscribers before you can monetize. And it's gonna take, I mean, I didn't hit 4,000, I think, until last year. I think I hit 4,000 literally last year or the year before. And then it kind of went up. Like, it's gonna take you time. Granted, making connections and friendships with people that do YouTube, like, that really helps. Supporting each other. Like, I'll have to make some kind of video about what I do to put my videos out there, because I've had a lot of people ask. I would say it definitely will take you time, but it's not impossible. It's just not gonna happen overnight. You know, it's gonna happen over a course of years, especially if you're starting day one right now. It'll be years down the road. But yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys. We got one more. After all the Silent Hill videos, what am I thinking of doing next? I mean, there will always be new shit. Even if it's not a Silent Hill game, there will be something. That's why I do Silent Hill. I do Symbolism on other games as well, because Silent Hill, it'll run out eventually. I mean, it's gonna be a while. I haven't even finished talking about one game yet, but it'll happen eventually, and we'll play other games and do Symbolism about other games, you know? Anyway. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see y'all later, and have a good one. Bye.